Hello from Plan TV News. This is Ricky, and I'll be your news anchor for today. First, we have Health Tip of the Week. Often, Health Tip is comical because laughter actually is therapeutic. Let's see what plans creative folks have for us today.
Hello, my name is David, and I'll be telling some jokes. Why did the therapist bring a ladder to the session? To help me climb over my walls. My therapist asked me about my passive-aggressive behavior. I said, "Oh, like you don't know."
Next, we have the segment, Getting to Know You Deeper. It's a way for us to learn a bit more about the people we work with every day here at Plan.
Hi, this is Steve for Getting to Know You Deeper, where we get to find out a little bit more about the people that we work with here at Plan every day. And today's guest is Brian. Brian, how you doing?
Doing a little, not too good today. Feeling a little depressed. Yesterday was a very bad day, but I'm glad I'm here.
Tell me about your international romance.
Well, I was dating on the dating sites here. I was probably on about 3 or 4 of them. Went on some dates, but that didn't go well. When I did tell them about my depression, they weren't interested at all about it. But technically, it's bipolar too, but I deal with a lot of depression. So I went on an international site because I like Hispanic women. And I met this woman, and we had a lot in common. She was very nice, and we just hit it off.
And I understand that you more than just hit it off. Is that a wedding ring I see?
Yes, it is. I got married this month, actually. Yes, to her, obviously. No, we went to Brazil, or I went to Brazil. That's where she lives. Yeah.
Just, minor and uninteresting details there, Brian. Come on, tell us.
Well, I just thought she was worth it. She just really accepts me for who I am. I'm very fortunate and blessed to have her in my life. We talk about deep things. She does know English, but she doesn't know it very well. In Portuguese, their pronunciation of words is very different, so she can't say this, that, and the other. She has problems with the. But she's taking formal English classes, and she's progressing very well. She can read she can read and write English pretty well, and she can understand it when she watches movies, but to speak it is a little bit hard for her.
I see. And you were talking about that your depression had hindered you in finding romance. Well, tell us about your depression.
Well, as far as the depression goes, it can sometimes be pretty severe. It limits my self-confidence, and it hinders me at work sometimes. But
how often does it bother you?
I can have periods of like a month or more. I had in the past too. It was really bad. When I was in my 30s, I spent I think I went to the hospital at least 6 times. It was pretty bad.
For depression?
Yeah, and I was on disability for about 10 years. It was so bad.
Wow.
They tried different medicines and combinations, but a lot of it was environmental. A lot of it was circumstantial. I just felt awful about myself, and life was hard, but I guess I kept going. And I had some goals and dreams. Once I started working, I really felt I could work under stress. Believe it or not, it was at McDonald's or Burger King where I worked, and just that fast pace and that stressful environment really helped me to realize that I could do the job I do now. So.
And what do you do now?
I'm an X-ray tech, and I've been an X-ray tech for about 12 years now. So I really enjoy my work. It's like being a photographer, but it's just a little different, obviously. But yeah, I love photography, and I've done that for a while, and as a hobby. So yep.
And how did you get out of this long period of long depressions? You said getting a fast-paced job helped, being busy. What else helped? Did you finally get magic medications that worked, or did you get off the medications?
Well, just like now, the medications only do so much for me. I have to do other things like self-care. Right now I'm working on going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time. But exercise helps, which I need to do more of it. But it's really about it's a frame of mind. I mean, it is the limitations are in my mind, so I fight against those, and that does help. So it makes a big difference.
Is there anything that you could share with the planned community that they don't know about you already?
Not that I can think of, but I can think.
Come on, give us a real juicy gossip item.
Okay, well, I can think of one experience where I was at a ballpark, and they kept hitting foul balls to the first base side. And I went up to the upper balcony to catch one, and it went over my head, not by much, and then it hit the wall, and then it bounced off, and it went, on the field, and everyone booed me, like 30,000 people, and that was
my God.
real embarrassing. Yeah.
Now here at the ending of your interview, is there anything you can tell the planned community or any advice you want to give them or any complaints?
No complaints. I really like coming here. I should come here more often because I isolate, and that's a big contributor to my depression. It really fuels it, though at the time it feels comfortable and it feels good, but it makes it worse. As far as advice, I would just say keep plugging away at your dreams and goals because you don't realize what your potential is. Everyone has potential to do something. Even though I've compared like to having my depression with a large backpack on my back filled with like rocks. And things are just harder for me, and that's just the way it is. But I think just showing up is like more than half the battle. If you just show up, even to plan, you feel better, right?
Yeah.
And that really helps me out at work too.
Even if you don't have a good time at plan.
Yes, exactly. So I would just say keep plugging away, keep working at your dreams and goals, whatever they are. And once you do that, you feel satisfied, you have a purpose, and that makes such a big difference in my life, especially now that I have responsibilities. And I really tend to think negative and catastrophize a lot about a lot of things. So it's still a struggle, but.
All right, well, I want to thank you, Brian, for coming. Brian agreed to do this interview with 0 seconds notice, and thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Even though I don't enjoy this being the spotlight on me, I enjoyed talking with you.
Well, goodbye, everybody, and
have a good night.
Now we will be highlighting upcoming events here at the clubhouse.
My name is Katie, and I'll be reading the upcoming events. On Wednesday the 1st, we have the Janison Neuroscience. On Monday the 6th, we have Pam's book discussion with coping techniques. On the 9th, we have the ATTA Open House Art Night, and it's an art show from 4 to 6. Snacks and drinks will be provided. And on the 13th, we have Pam's book discussion. On the 12th is Mother's Day. The 13th is Pam's book discussion. The 16th is the Kleptochromatic Cowboy Calamity. The 17th is Hoops at JFS. It says, the end of the day, we play basketball on Montrose Transport. On the 18th, we have the NAMI Walk from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's all for the events. This is Katie signing off.
Finally, we have the segment, What's New at the Clubhouse?
Welcome, sports fans, to the second episode of Sports Roundup Weekly. I'm your host, Reed, joined by co-host Rick. Let's dive right into women's sports.
Now looking into the WNBA, that's Women's National Basketball Association draft.
The Dallas Wings select J.C. Sheldon, Ohio State University.
J.C. Sheldon played at Ohio State. She was the number 5 pick of the WNBA draft. She can shoot the 3 and she's a bigger guard. Her dad was a high school basketball player too. She has a sister who has Down syndrome who congratulated her at the draft as well.
We have a question from one of our fans. Now let's roll into that clip.
I like those Rangers. When is the first game and how much are tickets? Are there any players for us to watch this season?
Well, the first home game for the Texas Rangers was March 28th versus the Chicago Cubs. The ticket prices to see the Texas Rangers are as low as $11 with an average price of $73. The stud players for the Texas Rangers are Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and Adolis Garcia. Corey Seager has a brother named Kyle Seager who just retired from baseball back in 2021. He played for the Seattle Mariners, and he's 37 years old. To Adolis Garcia, he is from Havana, Cuba, and he has 7 home runs for the season so far, which I think is top 5 in the MLB as of right now. And I want to talk about one of the star players for the Mavericks. His name is Luka Doncic, and he is from Slovenia. He has a wife and he has a daughter named Gabrielle. And Luka wears jersey number 77. He averages 33 points per game. Goodbye, later. I'll see you next week on the Sports Desk.
Well, that's it for the broadcast today. Thanks for watching. This is Ricky signing off until next week. Bye-bye.